lights are bright. All right, I don't have a lot of time. There's a lot of souls to be saved tonight. Amen? I've been asked to give my testimony tonight. Easy. All right, my testimony starts right here in this football field and right there in that high school. 10 years ago, I graduated from that high school, Granite City High School. On this football field, I was the quarterback, I was the kicker, I was the safety on defense. I was pretty good at football. You can go ahead and have a seat. It's only be a couple minutes. I was pretty good at football. And because of that football, what happened is I ended up getting awarded Homecoming King of 1998. And I was so engulfed in popularity and trying to seek an image that I put all my energy, everything I had, into seeking that one image of popularity. That I let everything else go behind me. I let everything else slip. And so what happened in 1998, I walked into my counselor's office and they told me that I was going to be 0.5 credits behind and I would not graduate on time. So now I was the high school quarterback, I was the homecoming king, I was dating a homecoming queen, I had a 1996 brand new Firebird, I was the celebrity of the high school, and now I'm not graduating on time because of the choices that I made. I searched the image, I searched the popularity. So what had happened is I got so depressed after that I remember I'd cry myself to sleep quite a few times. And it got so bad one time that I was down in my room in my basement, and I remember something coming over me saying, you know, why don't you just end it tonight? Tonight's the night. You don't have to worry anymore. All the pain can be gone. Just take your life tonight and you're done. It's over. So I ran upstairs, I went to my mom and dad's bedroom, I grabbed a pistol, I grabbed one bullet, and I ran as fast as I could straight downstairs, looked myself in the mirror, dropped to my knees, weeping, put that bullet in that gun, put that gun in my forehead, put my finger on the trigger, and I stopped. Something stopped me right there. But I carried that pistol around with me for the next 2 weeks because I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if I was going to get so depressed that I needed to just end it right there. However, I didn't graduate on time, but I did graduate in summer school. After summer school, I had no idea what I was going to do because I thought I was going to go to Division I school to play football and do all these different things. It didn't happen that way. So what had happened for the next 2 years, I began to party, I began to drink, I began to experiment with drugs. I gained like 25 pounds like that in 6 months. I was just letting my life just slip away. It got so bad that I got in a fight and I almost lost my life. I lost about 80% of my blood. I had a pretty bad cut in my arm and it cut all my arteries and all my veins. And what had happened is after that I decided I was going to turn over a new leaf or start a new life. And so I joined the Marine Corps. After the Marine Corps, I got out. Everything was good in the Marine Corps, but when I got out, I came back to Granite. I fell right back into that sin. I fell right back in that sin cycle, hanging out with the same old friends. They weren't doing anything. I wasn't doing anything. So I just fell right back into it, and alcohol just consumed me, and it grabbed me very, very tightly. I was married at the time, and my wife and I were fighting pretty bad because of the alcohol. It got to the point where I was blacking out, and I was putting my wife and my kids in danger. I was doing things I shouldn't have been doing. And so I tested myself. She said, you know, I think you might have an alcohol problem. I said, not me. You know, not a Marine, not a man. I was too built up with pride. I couldn't get past that pride. Nothing could control me. And so I remember testing myself one Friday night. I said, you know what, I'm going to go out and I'm going to drink. And I'm going to have fun with my friends. And I'm going to test myself. And I'll be home at midnight and I'll respect my wife. As soon as I went out, I didn't show up till the next morning at 10 o'clock in the morning. As soon as I started, I couldn't stop. And it had a control of me so bad. Now that's the first night that I realized it, and that was on January 13th, 2008. That's the last time I drank. Right. After that fact, after I found out exactly that I had a problem, and I humbled myself and said, something's wrong here. I need help. My wife, I'd been to church a couple times, and I wasn't a church boy. That wasn't me. I actually made fun of people like that. Now I'm one of them. So I went to church a couple times, and my wife said, you know, there's an actual revival coming up. There's a 4-night revival. It's Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, just like this. And I showed up. It was in the church, and the pastor did really good. The music was great, but I just didn't feel anything. There was no connection. The Thursday night after the revival, I remember laying down, getting ready to fall asleep, and I looked over at my wife and I said, listen, something's got to change. Something's got to happen. I'm too weak for this. I can't control it. Something bigger's got to take over. I'm not going to rehab. I'm not doing all that stuff. I'm not going to put myself in the spotlight and embarrass myself again after what I've been through in the high school. It's not going to happen. So I said, I've got to know you have faith. She's been going to church her whole life. She said, you got faith, and I know it's strong, and you've been praying for me ever since we've been married. It's 7.5 years now that I struggle. And so I looked over and I said, you know what, I want to try the Jesus Christ that you're talking about. And so she led me in prayer to salvation that night on January 24th, 2008. January 24th, 2008. At that night, I felt like an overwhelming peace come over me. I couldn't explain it, but the next time I stepped foot in church, I lost it. I mean, the presence of God just surrounded me, and I just wept for like an hour and a half. And I just knew I was set free. I was redeemed. Shackles were busted. Chains were gone. I was out, man. I was set free, and I knew it. I knew it. From that point on, since I've been saved, I haven't touched alcohol again. I've ended up I got myself in a church, a good church. I started working with the youth. I now know my purpose in life. I now know where I'm going. I now know who my master is. And I'm here to tell you, I was once king of this high school. Now I serve the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the Lion of the tribe of Judah. He's the bright and morning star. He's the lily of the valley. He's Jesus, and it can happen to any one of you. All you got to do, the Bible says, call on His name, and you shall be saved. Thank you.